No, thank you very much. I think let's first and foremost, clarify this issue. To say over the past couple of days, the Minister of Human Settlements at national level, Thembi Simelane, has been engaging with the MEC for Transport and Human Settlements in KwaZulu-Natal, Siboniso Duma, together with the Mayor of eThekwini, Cyril Xaba. The collective wisdom has prevailed. All issues that were a source of challenges have been resolved. There was a decision that was made by the national minister after an engagement with the MEC to decentralize the overall management of the temporal emergency accommodation. So as we speak, the Department of Human Settlements in KwaZulu-Natal is now managing the accommodation of, the victims of, the floods dating back to 2022. On Thursday, we were able to, check in the families that, were evicted from Bayside, a hotel. They are now, living comfortably in Umbilo. That's number one. Then number two, it is important only to also indicate that here in Glenmoor, what is happening is that we had families that lived there dating back to 2022 floods that we've managed, to do the decanting, like the step-down facility. They are now living in temporary residential units where we are going to be building permanent houses for them. That's number one. Then number two, you then have families that were relocated to other, temporary emergency accommodation in various parts of, Durban, for instance, in Umbilo as well as in Zwelibomvu.
Okay.
But some of the families have said they are not comfortable there. So that is why they said no, they want to be, accommodated once again in this facility that you are mentioning. So what has happened, because we now have all the, approvals from national government to manage, the accommodation of, the flood victims. The head of the department, Maximbili, has been mandated by the MEC, was mandated by the MEC to also make sure that, the families that, were originally accommodated in Weinmoore Flat, in Glenmoor, are readmitted. So that issue is now water under the bridge. All what is required now is just to, deal with some elements which have now weaponized, these communities in distress, just mobilizing them, to, live in the open because, they are advancing the narrow self-interest.
All right.
Recall that on Thursday, we made the same statement because we were approached by some families that, were being intimidated, and then they were actually pleading with us to, to intervene because they were being, intimidated. So the issue is now water under the bridge.
Mr. Sibiya? I apologize. I apologize for cutting in. Can I just bring in one particular question? You say the issue of Weinmoore, this is Weinmoore Court in Glenwood. You're saying that issue is water under the bridge. I beg to differ with you because our reporter was standing outside that very same accommodation and she says she saw women carrying firewood. And I'm not sure whether that firewood is intended to be brought inside that building so that people can burn it in order to keep themselves warm or make sure that they are able to boil water or cook food. So how can it be water under the bridge?
Yeah, I'm saying it's water under the bridge in a sense that we now have all the approvals to manage, the accommodation, of the victims of floods dating back to 2022. That, authorities now with the KZN Department of, Human Settlements. That's number one. And number two, the head of the department engaged with the owner because the lease in that facility lapsed. So that is why he was able to engage him with authority because he's got, that, mandate from the principals who had another meeting this morning at 7 o'clock where we were also finalizing the overall decanting, the step-down process to say all these families that are staying in the temporal emergency accommodation must be moved into their temporal residential units, where we'll be building permanent houses for them. So that is the issue that was stressed out in the meeting this morning. Okay. But with regards to the facility that we are referring to, I can indicate that in terms of the paperwork and all these other administrative processes, that issue, the HOD and the owner of the hotel has been sorted out. So okay. We just need to finalize the overall check-in of the families that originally lived in that facility. But then all again, Xoli, so sorry, let me just quickly deal with this issue, Claude. It's very important that we deal with it.
Very quickly.
We made a presentation before the Human Rights Commission a couple of weeks ago. The head of the department, having been mandated by the MEC as well as the minister, we made a presentation to the Human Rights Commission, and the Human Rights Commission agreed with us, because what we articulated in that meeting is that we've conducted a verification process in line with the prescripts of the Auditor General to ensure that the families that are being accommodated are legitimate families. So what we picked up from that verification process is that, number one, we've got foreign nationals that have infiltrated this temporary emergency accommodation. Okay. Number two, we found that there are people that do not qualify. Number three, there are people who refuse to produce their identity documents. When we offered to bring in the Department of Home Affairs, they ran away. So those are the issues that we've dealt with, and they were very vigilant in saying some of the owners of these facilities are refusing to accommodate these, some of the people, because they are citing unruly behavior. But these are the issues that we'll be dealing with moving forward.
All right, Mr. Sibiya, I do apologize for rushing you. Can I make a commitment to invite you in this same week so that we can talk at length about this, because there is also the question around the 30 million rand lodge that has been purchased. And I think viewers want clarity around that and how that is going to unfold. But for now, let me thank you very much for your time.
Before you actually move to another interview, it is important to also indicate that we've information that there are elements who are also threatening to invade that facility. So,
I apologize, Baba. We're going to have to cut the conversation. We've completely run out of time. Ndabezinhle Sibiya speaks for the Human Settlements Department in KZN.